Hey guys, it's me, Phoenix. We're going to do a general read to see where your energy is. This is all about our spiritual growth. I'm trying not to include relationships in there, but if it comes out, I will. Right now, we're going to pull from the spiritual oracle deck, the stargazing oracle, the spiritual journey oracle, the shadow deck, the evolution, because we have to evolve in the process. And this is the shrub tarot deck that I'm going to pull from. You guys do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified when I post a new video. At the end of the read, we always pull from the four agreements and also the crystal deck. I will tag at the top of the video the my definition of the four agreements, 1 through 4, and also the fifth agreement, and also the chakras when it pertains to the crystal deck. So there you have it. Let's go ahead and see where the energy is. You guys, I really appreciate all the love. You guys talk to me, I talk back. If you put hearts, I'll heart you back. If you talk to me and leave a comment, I'll send strength and healing, or I will say how what comes out or whatever. So we have the card Aquarius is here. So there says the future, and it comes out unsure. So you might be unsure about an Aquarius type energy, but it says the future, mental expansion, edgy, unique, eccentric, independence, diverse, humanitarian, and idealistic. So you could be unsure about an Aquarius, like I said before, but when it comes to Aquarius type energy, you have to understand that that is the star energy, that is having hope, and that also is crown chakra. And the crown chakra is basically your belief system. So you could be in a situation to where you're unsure about being optimistic, and that could be the situation. However, we have the new moon, which we just got out of, and we have the pink moon as well. So Saturn energy is here. So when it comes to Saturn, Saturn is your work ethic. So you might be unsure about when it comes to this thing called work and how you do your finances and how disciplined you are. So you're not optimistic about what's happening here. So slow and steady. Everything is happening slow. It's not happening as fast as you want it to be. And you could be in a situation to where there's crunch time and you're not being optimistic about what's happening. This is also, it says practicality, mature, self control, limits, and it says endurance, structure, and tradition. So this is you doing something out of the norm and you're not sure about it. So you're trying to be optimistic, but at the same time, the new moon comes out and it says a new start, first phases, look ahead, pay attention to the new people, opportunities, and experiences that the universe puts in your path. So this is where your spirituality comes in at, because when you're in a point where you're being put to the test, was the pink moon last was it the pink moon last month? This is the new moon. I want to say the pink moon was last month. Was it last month? Hmm. I'm not sure. You guys leave it in the comments if it was, but South Node is here. Life's debt, the past lives, inborn gifts, what's left unfinished, lessons not learned, and familiarity. So you keep getting to a point to where you're focusing on the things from the past and the lessons that you did not learn, and so you keep probably experience the things that you have didn't learn the lessons from in the past, and therefore when it comes to now, you're trying to be disciplined about everything. You're trying to literally stick to your goals, your boundaries, and everything. And it's kind of hard when things aren't playing out the way they used to. So here's where I can kind of relate to that. You're so used to helping and being there for people. You're so used to giving your energy. You're so used to giving money, finances, and things like that, and it just coming right back to you. But you're also feeling, and with your thoughts, is that when you decide to start setting boundaries and start to do things a certain way, everything starts to come slower than normal, and it starts to where you start to question and not be optimistic like you were in the past, if that makes sense. That's just kind of how I see that. And so when it says life, debt, and past, and then past living lives, past lives, and inborn gifts, your gifts come from it could be coming from your ancestors and things like that, meaning your empathetic nature, your spiritual beliefs, things like that, the way that you're able to manifest, the spirituality, the way you see things. But like I said, you have always came to a point to where you're able to get wholeness and feel love by the way that you give and the way that you are with people. And when you have to have some type of discipline, again, your work ethic, and you have to be structured, that's where you start to be put you start when things start being put to the test, but you got to trust in divine timing. All is happening in the universal time when spirit knows you have done the work and are ready. So things will start to unfold once they feel and realize that you are okay. And then you have to get back to living consciously. Now, there is a reconciliation that's here on the board. Reunion with loved ones is on the with the loved one is on the horizon. So you could have distanced yourself in order to, because this is the easiest thing for us to do, is to distance ourselves from people, places, and situations that we are unable to set boundaries with. However, if they're in your face, that's the hard part about it, because you have to actually say no, or you have to actually do something. So you have to learn to meditate. It says meditation calms the mind and opens communication to spirit. Daily practice is recommended to center yourself. So you got to learn how to center yourself in the process of you trying not to repeat the same patterns that you did in the past, and also at the same time to live consciously like you were before. However, things have changed because you're not giving and you're setting these boundaries around the people that you were around before. And so that is a part of how you evolve. And so again, this card came out unsure. Yeah, reckless. You at some point were reckless, or you were dealing with reckless people, but it says careful not to slip into old patterns again. That's why I sat there like that. And this is where you're unsure. This is why you are in so much doubt and so much turmoil, because you're unsure and you can't be optimistic about, star energy. Remember, you can't be optimistic about uh you've what you're doing now, because the past energy is like starting to be right there in your face, and it's starting to make you question all of these new things, and it's taking a long time. But the universe says, when it comes to living consciously, make decisions in life that are not by happenstance, but rather by conscious choices for the betterment of your life and for others. But again, the reckless shadow, it's like careful not to slip into old patterns of behaviors and responses. It says soul work is hard, but don't give up. And this is where you're at the point to where you're like, so you mean to tell me when everybody was walking over me and I didn't have any boundaries, all of the finances, the me giving and it coming back in a different way, never from the actual people that you gave to. It just came back to me when all that was said and done. I still received, and I was able to manifest in situations. And now here it is that I'm trying to set these boundaries and listen to the universe. This discipline and the things that I'm having to do, and the self control that I'm having to have, and to be able to structure my life is coming at a price, and it's a hard price to have to deal with. And that is where it comes to where I like to live reckless. I like to live consciously and reckless at the same time, because it's a balance out for you being an empathetic person, or being the mother of the zodiac, because again, we want to nurture, we want to love, we want to be there, we want to help, we want to strengthen, we want to do everything for someone else. And it's easier to do that, because when it comes to us being disciplined for ourselves and having a new start and looking ahead and actually paying attention to the people that are around us, and the opportunities that we let pass us by. Here come my nephew. The experiences that the universe puts in your path is like, no, you can't do that right now. So let's see what other shadows come out. The shadow comes out. Controlling shadow is at the bottom of the deck. If you listen to my last read, which is called Difficult Decisions, I talk about the controlling energies. You have to just let it be and let the universe do it. So, or take control of whatever the situation is, because you cannot control these situations. And that's where the energy comes in at. You're able to control how you do things. But when it comes to you, like not being able to do anything because you're trying to structure, set boundaries, or also have some type of discipline about how you did things in the past, right? Right. And so that is where you're like trying to use your betterment, your judgment about, is this a conscious decision or is this happenstance? Which one is it? And so that is where, you have to get to a point to where you understand that. You know what? I do this with my kids, and this is a part of my control. Look, this is why they I drive them crazy. So let me just tell you, we're going to look up the definition, because we always look up definitions in this household, right? So happenstance is, we're going to look up the definition for that. I'm trying to make sure I spell it right. Stance. All right. And then we're going to look up the definition for um, what was it? Do betterment, for the betterment, or conscious choices. So happenstance says, um, hold on. It says a circumstance, especially that is due to chance. A circumstance that a circumstance, especially that is due to chance. They came together by mere happenstance, And so another word for happenstance is coincidence, fate, fate, and incident, and then luck, right? And so consciousness. Let's just go ahead and get this. Yes, and this is me, and this is why I do things the way I do. The consciousness says having knowledge of something, aware. It says we are conscious of the extent of problems, painfully aware of, sensitive to. He was very conscious of his appearance. So knowing that you are doing something, that and you're making decisions, and that was what it was about. Again, the last read is about the difficult decisions that we have to make. And so again, that is where you are. Hold on one second, I was trying to see. Okay, that's fine. So we got the gist of that, right? And so that is where another word of consciousness is. Hold on. Do do do. Synonyms for consciousness is careless, ignorant, inattentive, or unaware, uncertain, unconfident. And so that is where we are with that situation. So there you have it. So let's go ahead and see about the controlling, which is here. Trying to control everything is time consuming, and it limits your growth and learning experiences. So that is where we're learning from certain energies, is because this energy that we've been in the past, it limits us, but it also causes people to grow in some form, shape, or fashion. But they grow without us, and we get the accolades mentally because we were able to help somebody who we felt was broken. And when it comes to trickery, instigators, and somebody being defensive, we realized that the energies, that the people, they were clowns that we were dealing with, right? But let me read this to you. Ensure you use your power responsibly. Remember, when harming others, you end up hurting yourself, because this part is where we deal with people that have an abuse of power. And it says abuse their power and manipulate others, double dealing, scamming, and deceitful. That's when we realize about dealing with reckless individuals. It says don't care about danger or consequences, self-destructive, turbulent, and daredevil. This is the energies that we've been dealing with. Instigator is here. So instigator comes when it says if you act in a way that is positive and minimal drama, you attract the same kind of positive situations and people. But this is the instigator energy that we have been acting and um, responding to or being around. They says they stir up trouble and create conflict, calculating, pushes buttons, and provoker. This is what you've been dealing with. And then the defensive side. This is when you start to take it personally, when you know that these same energies that you keep coming around, reconciliation, maybe that's why that's there, is it says having a willingness, willingness to lay aside your defensive tendencies so you can see situations clearly. And that is what you have to learn from this situation. And that's the reason why your discipline and self-control and your limiting beliefs and your structure has to happen. And that's why things are happening so quickly, and there's new beginning, because you have to live consciously. Again, make decisions in life that are not by happenstance, remember, but rather by conscious choices for the betterment of your life and for others. So, what will be the betterment of your life if you're dealing with somebody who's tricky, that's the instigator, and very defensive, and also tries to control situations when you're just trying to help, but you end up being the codependent person and trying to control or trying to help, which looks like control, right? So you have to learn your piece and how to meditate and also understand about the life lessons, lessons not learned, and what's left unfinished, and familiarity. This keeps happening when it comes to you not dealing with it. So you have to evolve out of the situation. I might pull from the um, what is it called? The Grounded in Love, since the reconciliation came out. I might pull from that, but we're going to pull from the evolution of the soul, a legacy. See, this is what you want to leave behind is the legacy. And the thing is that with this type of energy, the games and things like that, you're not able to do that. Achieve great things in abundance. Your purpose is to leave a legacy, living the highest quality of life. Is there a lot of quality dealing with this type of energy? You have to ask yourself that. Earth soul. Stick to what is socially accepted. Desire to belong to a community. Spiritually evolve here on earth. That is what you're doing now. And that is where divine timing, trusting in that and knowing that the universal time will happen. When spirit knows you have done the work and are ready, that's when this will happen. And that is how I see that energy. Let's pull from the, what is it called again? Grounded in Love, to see about this reconciliation type energy. Yeah, you have to learn, and it's hard. It's hard. Yeah. Yeah, secret detective. So you have to learn from this energy, and then ghosting is here. It says the unexplainable. You feel something inside, but it's difficult to describe how they make you feel. A profound and lingering emotion which no words can explain. That's the reason why you have stuck around for so long, because this is the energy of why your past, the past lives, dealing with somebody who you feel like you've known them in a past life, or you feel like there was something left unsaid, or that you did not learn a lesson from the past, or something like that. So this is familiar soulmate or twin flame energy, familiar energy. It says secret detective. If one of you is snooping, you need to ask yourself why you don't trust them, or vice versa. If the trust is gone, how can you cultivate a healthy relationship? So that is where you have to ask yourself about the reconciliation, and then ghosting is here. It says it can be difficult to hear, but if someone is ghosting you and doesn't want to be with you, they are reflecting a lack of your own self-worth. So is this room for reconciliation? You have to ask yourself that. Let's pull tarot. Hmm. You know what? I know what I'm going to pull from. Let me see. True intentions. Let me pull from the true intentions deck. Hold on. Not the messengers of the heart. Ouch. But the true intentions. My arm is messed up. Uh, and when I move back, I feel like it's going to pop out of place. But true intentions. Let's pull from the true intentions deck to see where this energy is. All right. So secret detective and ghosting. True intentions. Unexplainable. Can you learn to trust me? I'm going to be honest with you. You're important to me. So that is how someone feels. I don't want to change anything to make this relationship work. That's that. And so again, you can't control someone who tries to control situations and people and authoritative or dominion influences. You can't control someone who uses their abuse of power and manipulation, manipulates others. And it says double dealing, scamming, and deceitful, stirring up trouble and creating conflict, calculating, pushing buttons, and provoker. Because this is what they're doing. They're pushing your buttons, because they know that you're going to stay until you decide to learn the lesson and trust in divine timing. That is where the universe is, and this is the lesson that you are here to learn. And they don't care about a legacy, they only care about the right now. And if the legacy is there, it's for their own betterment, not yours. And so that is not worth the relationship. If you ask me respectfully, you're going to do what you want to do. But if you want to learn the life lessons and not keep repeating this, Queen of Wands energy, your confidence has to shine through. It says exuberant, self assured, and vibrant. Your confidence has to shine through when it comes to dealing with situations like this. And that is an explainable thing about having Three of Swords heartbreak, heartbreak, sorrow, and betrayal. Dealing with heartbreak, sorrow, and betrayal, you still have to be confident in the situation. Even though you're defensive, you still have to be able to move forward and live consciously no matter what somebody puts you through. And that's the reason why I tell you to listen to the four agreements. King of Cups and Two of Swords. Again, decisions. You have to trust in your decisions, and you're at a stalemate with this situation. But your abundance comes through when you start to trust in your decisions and also have balance within yourself. The King of Cups energy is what is it? 11 families. No, 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 no. That's Queen of Pentacles. A true leader who leads from the heart, inspires others to do more, dream bigger. No, loving, compassion, understanding, who truly brings the happiness and tranquility that you need, and somebody who is intuitive. So you have to be compassionate and intuitive and have balance within yourself. And so that is how this energy goes when it comes to having confidence and being, yeah, Eight of Wands. But the communication is going to happen again, and rapid change is also going to happen. So that is always all here at the beginning of the reading. So there is going to be change, but you're going to be the change that you need to be, because again, you're going to be clear, have clarity, and you're also going to understand why the universe is telling you to look at the signs and synchronicities in this situation, because this is what's keeping you stagnant. And then until you learn that, you're going to keep repeating the same lesson over. So you had to learn the lesson. Always do your best. You cannot be upset about a person, because you've done your best in the situation, but don't overdo it. It says always do your best, but don't overdo. When you overdo, you deplete your body and go against yourself, and it will take longer to accomplish your goal. And that's the thing. You have to understand that this is what's keeping you stagnant, dealing with this reckless individual who is trying to control and manipulate you. And so that is how I see that energy. But this is you understanding where the lesson comes in at, and why, yeah, the rainbow aurora quartz is the crown, third eye, and heart chakra. Remember, stay tuned. I'll link it up here at the top for the four agreements, understanding that from my perspective, and the chakras from my perspective. Communication, tranquility, and release. It says, I release that which no longer serves me, and I am healed. I can't make this up. I release that which no longer serves me, and I am healed. Sending strength and healing, period, right? So now let's let this old energy go. I'm not going to put the video attached to it. I'm going to say the affirmation. I now let go of worn out conditions of lack, doubt, hate, negativity, procrastination, stagnation, sadness, generational curses, debt, bad energies, heartbreak, bad health, and addictions. Remember, addictions can be to a person, place, thing, or a situation. I love you guys.